Okay, well, I shortly introduce myself. My name is Bassi, and it's a great honor for me to speak here at the second European LAM Conference, which takes place in Barcelona as it had been planned in Udine 2 years ago. I wish to thank the organizer, Maria Lutz of ILAM and SEPA, for the commitment to this event. It is an excellent opportunity to us to meet us again, and I'm very pleased to speak about this important project, the Europe LAM Federation. The Europe LAM Federation aims to work for the LAM patient organizations, for the patient, and for the affected families, promoting safe and effective medicines to treat LAM, establishing a patient and European LAM network to make LAM visible at all levels. This is a flyer which we have printed. We had the support of the Pharma Chiesi, of the Chiesi Foundation, and it has been supported by LAM Italia. It is a flyer which we have distributed for the first time at the ERS Congress, which took place from the 1st to the 5th in Vienna. And I have been there. This is me at the booth. And we have distributed this flyer to a huge amount of pneumologists from all over Europe and the world. And it has really been a great experience. I had the opportunity to speak at the ERS patient session about the Europe LAM Federation, and I had the opportunity to speak with other organizations there who have made the same, let's say, trip to found a patient organization of a rare disease. And it has been very exciting, and I have learned a lot from other organizations who have already built an organization of a rare disease, like Cystic Fibrosis Europe or FA Europe, because this federation means for the patients to have a tool to go directly to the European Parliament and to speak in the name of the patients and to show what are the patients' needs. So why is the European LAM Federation important for LAM patients in Europe? LAM is a chronic and a progressive disease affecting women in all Europe and the world. It is a rare disease characterized by a scarcity number of patients and by difficulties in obtaining diagnosis and getting access to appropriate expertise centers. Due to the scarcity of LAM knowledge, research and information, LAM is still an unknown disease in many countries in Europe. Special LAM centers are available just in a very small number of European countries, and no European LAM register nor a biobank are available. Collection of LAM tissues in Europe is mostly absent. The only epidemiological data available existing today have been gathered by national organizations in just 5 EU member countries, which are UK, Germany, France, Spain and Italy. Missing are all the other members of the EU. The European LAM Federation vision is to overcome this lack of organization, this lack of information and fragmentation of statistical data about LAM in Europe, by getting larger and better organized LAM data. Europe is nowadays a coalition of 27 European countries consisting of 5 million citizens, which means that there must be around 1,500 LAM patients living now in Europe. But if we consider that there are 731 million people, also including the not EU members, the patient amount would be of 2,200. Considering that the population in Northern America is 430 million, approximately, I hope this data is correct, compared to the US data existing at the moment about LAM, the data in Europe are very scarce. So if we also consider that there is a huge amount of TS patients, and that 40% of TS patients are supposed to have LAM, We may say that there are 3,300 patients, 33,333, patients in Europe who may have TS-LAM. So from this data, compared to what we have, we can say that there are a lot of data which we are not having at the moment. So we know approximately that in Italy they are living 130 patients, in the UK 200, 132 in France, around 15 patients in Germany, and 130, I hope this data is okay, maybe you have more updated data than me, in Spain. So how can we improve the situation? We can build a strong European LAM Federation, a European umbrella of LAM patient organizations, which coordinates the action and implements national and international plans in all EU member states, which empowers LAM patients and their organization and promotes LAM research as a public health and research priority in Europe. What can be the advantages? We can facilitate the exchange of LAM experience, science and knowledge. We can represent common interests of LAM patients on a European level. We can facilitate the development of common LAM projects. We can promote the creation of centers of LAM expertise, as Dr. McCormack showed, and as is happening in the United States. We can participate actively in policy and decision-making in the Euro Parliament. We can, or we may get access, possibly, to EU grants and reach a higher number of patients. So what is the action plan proposed? We have to promote LAM research. We have to advocate the implementation of EU rules in favor of LAM patients. We have to fund LAM research in Europe as well as in America. We have to establish a LAM patient research network. We may have to establish a LAM register, a database and a biobank in Europe. We have to increase LAM research and LAM trials. We have to support the creation and the development of a patient network in all European member states. This project has a very important patronage of Eurordis, and I have here Robert Camp, which is a representative of Eurordis, which has helped me in working on this project. Eurordis plays a key role in Europe in the history of rare diseases. It has helped to define strategies at national and European level promoting research on rare diseases and orphan drugs. It was founded in 1970 and is supported by its funding by the Association of French Muscular Dystrophy, by the European Commission, and by private foundations and the pharmaceutical industry. Eurordis promoted the first European conference ever made on rare diseases in Europe in 2001, an event that takes place every 2 years in order to outline strategies for patient access to research of rare and orphan drugs, to promote and coordinate action at European level in order to accelerate the resolution of national issues of cost and reimbursement for equal access to drugs, to orphan drugs for rare disease patients. What is the situation of orphan drugs now, and what are the reasons to be, maybe for us patients, more optimistic? So during the last year many things have changed also in Europe. The European Medicine Agency, EMA, has undertaken measures to implement also in Europe action which has already been taken in America in 1983, that encouraged the pharmaceutical companies to enter the field of rare diseases, an area which has unfortunately not been developed properly because of the low return on investment. However, also in Europe now in recent years, this situation has significantly changed for several reasons. The pharmaceutical industries on the market has several drugs whose patent has expired, and this leads them to find incentives for the development of new drugs. The search for drugs for common diseases may result in drugs for rare diseases. The new European laws facilitate the research and marketing of orphan drugs. They protect the exclusivity of this pharmaceutical company, because the company will have exclusivity of the drug for 10 years and receive free scientific support in the preparation of the research protocol. Also, the bringing of the drug to the market is faster because the medicine, the EMA, the European Medicine Agency, also accept tests on a smaller number of patients compared to more common diseases. The study of rare diseases often find drugs that are useful for treating other diseases spread more often, or drugs used to treat common diseases can be useful for rare diseases. Patient associations in the world and in Europe, charities and no-profit organizations have taken an increasingly active role in raising funds for data to make them available for the research and for the industry. So what is, very briefly, the story of European diseases in Europe? The first initiative undertaken for rare diseases in Europe was made in 1954, when Norway was built a first support center for rare diseases, which is still now active, and the name is Frambo. It was initially focusing only on some rare diseases, but in 1975 it became a center of reference for all diseases. Since 1998 there have been several initiatives involving the various European countries on this issue of rare diseases, and have emerged from the center, which can really be regarded as the first rare disease center in Europe. What are the initiatives of the European Community for Rare Diseases? There have been different European regulations which are positive for us patients. There have been a regulation of the European Parliament and the European Council for Orphan Drugs adopted in 1999, which led in 2000 to the creation of a committee for orphan medical products in the European Agency. There is a project challenge adopted in 2008 by the European Commission and the Parliament for orphan drugs. There has been a European Council in 2009, which leads to the formation of the European Committee of Experts for Rare Diseases. So these are all very important steps forward for us patients. And as the director of Awardis said, there are even more steps forward to take to support the research and to support especially the creation of the registry for rare diseases. And I want to read here, this is a policy fact sheet of Awardis. I want to say this because it's very important at the moment. It's the project for rare diseases national plans, which is called Europe LAM. And it focuses on the necessity of a database for rare diseases, not only on a national level, but on a European level. And why? Because patient registry are an ongoing system of data collection of patients with the same disease. By collecting data, patient registry constitute key instruments in supporting health planning, increasing knowledge on rare diseases.